SLU's campus, a lot of times we have to code switch or check certain things at the door in order to survive and thrive in the environment. And I think it's important to have a space where you don't have to do that, where you can come in as your full self.
So, Black Student Alliance, located at a predominantly white institution that lacks an emphasis on the historical and cultural background of Black students, serves as a tool to increase Black awareness on campus, to collaborate with organizations with like missions, to strengthen the social, political, and educational experience of students at this campus, and to ensure that our members go on to become responsible agents, change agents in society once they leave the institution. So in many ways, Black Student Alliance is a tool for students. What we want are people who have a sensitivity to the issue and are willing and open to learn, and also open to be challenged on their personal convictions or beliefs, right? But are willing to come and build around this idea of what it means to educate around Black awareness, right? Like to increase Black awareness on campus. So BSA is not an exclusive organization, it's an inclusive one.
I personally believe BSA is important to the SLU community because people need exposure. Our Black Student Alliance isn't a place where it's only Black people or it's only like, we only like certain people in the organization, you know. I want people, anybody can come to BSA.
I feel like it's called the Black Student Alliance, so just by name alone, it's one of the organizations that I know were designed on just for me as soon as I came into the university, and some of the connections that I made to the university when I came in, as far as meeting people like that were older than me that could help me study, prepare for courses that I could talk to about the social life. A lot of those people were within the Black Student Alliance, and especially my year when I came in, it was following the previous year. They had some bias incidents, and I really respected the way that BSA had responded to that. Like they had a big conference and they did a protest, and they just like weren't regular silent Black kids at a PWI.
When I first got to SLU, I wanted to leave. I called my sister up who goes to Howard University, and I told her I don't want to be here. I don't see nobody that looks like me. I'm a math major at that, so you're really not going to see nobody that looks like you. She told me I couldn't leave because this is what you're going to face in the real world. There's more of them than there is of us, so you need to stay and you need to get used to it. So I think having that space where you can just vent and you can see yourself is going to help you in the long run getting through or navigating a world that's predominantly white.
I was like, man, I need somewhere to, I guess, be myself, somewhere I can be comfortable. And I really liked how they went about the fall welcome with like the summer meltdown where they had the ice cream and then the step show. And so I started coming out to all of their events. First off, it gives me, I guess, a motivation to want to stay on this campus. I think it definitely helps with retention because if you don't have those spaces where you feel comfortable, it's kind of a drag to, you know, kind of always have this, I guess, facade on. And so I definitely like having that space to, you know, be yourself.
I would just oftentimes lie to myself saying that, oh yeah, like, the reason I'm uncomfortable is not because, you know, I'm a Black dude at a PWI. And I told myself that lie, like, maybe up until, first semester of my sophomore year, I realized that I did need folks who get me, who understand, like, where I'm coming from, and, you know, who identify, like, with, like, sort of, like, common struggles that I may have.
I mean, BSA is important because it's one of the organizations that's for the retention of one of the most least retained groups of students on campus. And it's also important because we have a lot of big plans with this coming year. We're hoping to put some things in place to get more students here. It's just really important. I mean, if you care about Black students, then you need to invest resources in them and you need to have something set aside just for them. It could be welcoming to white students, but it needs to be like just for them a space where they can absolutely feel comfortable and don't have to question the Blackness part of their identity.
We are St. Louis University. We're not just a campus. We're not completely taken out of St. Louis. We are part of St. Louis, and we have to also deal with what goes on in St. Louis while being on SLU's campus. So it's good to have a collecting and being able to outreach outside of just SLU's community.
And being part of the community and supporting community initiatives with Hands Up United, we're able to not only get involved, but to build community with folks outside of our campus. Because ultimately, we have 4 years on this campus, but we have a lifetime in the greater community. And so it's important for us to be involved in the community as well as on campus.
This is what an education looks like. This is what an education
do not apologize for those that we have inconvenienced. We do apologize for those who have been shot by the people who they're supposed to be served by. We do apologize for the people that have been